Sorry. Hello again, everybody. Today we will be reacting, God, can't talk again today. We will be reviewing Star Wars: A New Hope. I will be watching these films in the order that they were released, not in the chronological order, because I just feel like that is the way that they should be watched, because episodes 4, 5, and 6 came out before 1, 2, and 3, so that's the way I'm going to watch them. I was told that I should have my camera a little higher, so I hope this is a little bit better. I've stacked it on a pile of, the pile of DVDs that I talk about in my previous video, and books that I talk about in my previous video, of what's to come for 2020. So, but that's all explained in the other video. So, today we will be reacting to A New Hope. This is actually after the story of Rogue One, if anybody has seen that. I will be reviewing that later on in the year, so I'll talk about that when we get to it. So this is after the first wave of the Rebel Alliance has discovered the Death Star and a Sith Lord, but they don't know who. And then by this point in time, everybody knows who, or has an idea of who Darth Vader is. So this story actually starts out where Princess Leia gets captured, and she sends a message to Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then R2-D2 and C-3PO escape the ship and take the message to, can't remember what planet Luke was on, but that's when they meet Luke. They get taken by, is it the Jabberwockies? Yes. I believe it is the Jabberwockies, and then Luke's uncle is a farmer, and he needs droids to help him. So he takes C-3PO and R2 under his wing. Luke ends up trying to fix them. Then he finds the message from Leia. He asks his uncle about who Obi-Wan Kenobi is, and he says Ben Kenobi, and then his uncle says that Obi-Wan Kenobi died many years ago. And then when Luke goes looking for R2-D2, who decides to go out on his own to find Obi-Wan Kenobi, because that's his mission, he runs into some sand people, and I'm sure you guys know, if you're huge Star Wars fans, who sand people are. And then Obi-Wan Kenobi ends up saving him, and then teaches him the way of the Force a little bit, and as the movie progresses, sorry about that. The Sand People, Luke meets Obi-Wan Kenobi. He trains him in the ways of the Force, and then they have to find somebody who can take them to the galaxy to save Princess Leia, because she's been captured by Darth Vader. So they end up meeting Han Solo at a bar. I can't remember what planet that was either. It's very hard to remember the planets' names, but the storyline I can follow. So they end up meeting Han Solo. He says he has the fastest ship in the galaxy, the Millennium Falcon. It can jump light speed. There was something about 12 parsecs. I can't remember what he jumped, but it was an important part. It wasn't really important to the whole story, but he's just bragging about his ship, how it can jump that fast, outrun an Imperial ship, and such. Han gets himself into a lot of trouble. He owes a creature, I'm not really sure what kind of creature Jabba the Hutt is, but he owes Jabba the Hutt a lot of money. He was unfortunately robbed on his way back to Jabba the Hutt, so this is his last chance to make the money, and Obi-Wan Kenobi and Luke offer him enough money to basically get Han his freedom and not be killed. So I don't believe in this movie that they actually know about Han and Luke actually know about the Death Star at all. So actually, when they're approaching the Death Star, they end up, they think it's a moon. So they approach it and they get dragged into the tractor beam. They have to get off the ship. There's a lot of stuff that happens there. I won't give too much away there because it's kind of an important, very important scene in the movie. They end up rescuing Leia, and then later on, closer to the end of the movie, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader end up having a lightsaber battle. That's the Jedi weapon. If you're not familiar with that, is a lightsaber. You don't have to have the Force power to use a lightsaber. What else was I going to say? Anyway, Obi-Wan Kenobi ends up sacrificing himself to make sure that Luke stays on the Jedi side and doesn't turn to the dark side with hatred, because he knows if he kills Darth Vader or Luke ends up getting into the fight at that point, he might let the dark side take over. So then their new mission is to destroy the Death Star, and it only has a tiny little hole that can be penetrated by a shot from the ship. Anyway, that scene is very intense at the end. So the movie leaves off where Luke destroys the Death Star, and Darth Vader gets pushed off into space. We don't really know where he is at this point in time. We know that he's alive. We just don't know if he's going to be coming back. So that's basically all that happens in A New Hope. My reviews are a little more in-depth because I like to kind of explain the story to bring interest to the movie, because these are very old movies. But my collection here is Blu-ray, so they have been remastered, and I must say the graphics are really improved. It looks like it's actually up to date like a Today movie would be. There are a few things that I can point out, like Jabba the Hutt doesn't look real. You can tell that in some parts you can kind of tell where Han's hand is like placed on the screen, the green screen, and he's not really there, it's just Han. But other than that, it was greatly improved, I would say. I do have the VHS versions, and I think I actually have a DVD player / VHS player sitting over there, so maybe at some point I will actually go back and watch those and do a review of them just to do kind of a comparison, because I think that would be interesting if the VHS player on the DVD player works. If not, I might have to go try to find another one. I don't know if that's actually going to work or not, but we'll see. So currently I'm watching The Empire Strikes Back, but because I work nights and my sleep schedule has been all over because of the holidays, I'm getting tired and I can't finish the movie in one sitting, so I'm just trying to watch through it as much as I can. But I will be reviewing that. My other video's up. I've put a story up on Instagram. Not that you'll have seen that probably long before this video is even up. So, I'll probably try to upload this. Start uploading it Sunday. Fortunately, because I live in a very small town, my internet connection is slow, and sometimes the videos take a couple days to upload. Once I get my actual editing software on the computer, hopefully it won't take as long, fingers crossed. But this movie definitely has a star cast. Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford. I'm not sure who voices R2-D2 and C-3PO, so I can't really say that. But James Earl Jones is the voice of Darth Vader. And funny story about that is that actually he wasn't the original voice. It was actually a Russian man who was supposed to be the original voice, and it's actually quite funny to go back and watch the filming of that, and they actually just scrapped that whole idea and put James Earl Jones as the voice because that works so much better as Darth Vader. I don't know how. I mean, suppose if James Earl Jones wasn't the voice, we would never have anything to compare it to, really. So I guess, but it definitely sounds more menacing with James Earl Jones as the voice of Darth Vader, and I thank George Lucas that he was able to do that. And Carrie Fisher is who plays Leia. Mark Hamill is Luke, and and Harrison Ford is Han Solo, just so you know who the characters are. I'm not sure of the actual guy who's in the Darth Vader suit. I just know James Earl Jones did the voice. But yeah, other than that, all these guys work really well together on this movie. It really does. This movie does stand the test of time. I know a lot of people go back and try to watch the old Star Wars movies. Oh, I can't. The graphics are bad. The graphics are bad. But as far as I'm concerned, the graphics really don't make this movie. It's just who was in the movie, and the movie was really well done. I could go back and watch these over and over again, no matter how bad the graphics are. I mean, we've definitely improved over the years with the Star Wars movies. I haven't been disappointed by a Star Wars movie yet. I just wanted to say that. I feel like I'm kind of rambling now. This is a long review. Basically explained everything that goes on in this movie. So, without further ado, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye for now.